Hello everybody, I'm Seibenlore bringing you more Magic the Gathering lore. Today, we are continuing my 25 cards of Christmas with card number 2, Anax and Cymede. Anax is the first son of King Athanas and the rightful prince of Akros. He lives on the plane of Theros, a world of beauty and power, yet this world is governed by the will of all-powerful gods. Anax was a very cocky prince, believing he could do no wrong in the light of his father's grand position. But, regardless of his position, Anax always was plagued with self-doubt and a feeling of unworthiness. He would never let these feelings show, mind you. He was a prince, and thus, he had to act as such. He was constantly training, always trying to make himself stronger and more skilled at fighting. While he was not training his body, he was busy studying how to rule and debate with his teacher, Georgios. His teacher was not only his educator, but also someone he could open up with. Anax displayed his doubts, and stated that he felt as if his father, the king, hated him. In a way, Anax was right. The king had always preferred Anax's brother over him. He discovered that he could calm his self-doubt and gain the respect of his father at the same time, should he be victorious in the Akros games. To this end, he traveled to a remote house to gain the mentorship of an old game champion, Sinan. Anax assumed that Sinan would accept him as a pupil on the grounds that he is the prince, but the old champion saw little promise in the young boy and turned him down. It turned out that he was already training his brother, who was also attempting the games. Disappointed, Anax returned to his teacher, who advised him of another old champion of the games who could help the prince. This man was short, old, and had a crippled knee. Anax did not believe he could do anything to help him with training. This man, named Kelter, agreed to help the prince, but told him that he didn't have enough time before the games began. Anax confessed that he didn't need to be skilled enough to win the competition, just to perform well enough to impress people and perhaps beat his brother. He agreed, and Anax became his newest pupil. The training began immediately and consumed several hours every day up until the games themselves. Anax was allowed little rest, and the training took a great toll on his body. Yet the prince fought through, and completed his training, allowing for a single day of rest before the games began. Confident in his training, Anax defeated his first two opponents, yet on his third round, he drew his brother, Timotheus. This would prove to be his toughest opponent, and the single match Anax sought to win. The fight itself was magnificent. Anax was much shorter than his brother, so taking him head-on was not an option. He used his speed and elusiveness to his advantage, dodging his brother's blows as best as he could. Eventually, his brother became tired, and his punches were fatigued. Anax took the opportunity of a missed blow, pulled his brother to the ground, and placed him in a heel lock. After a few minutes in the heel lock, his brother submitted, and the win went to Anax. The win wasn't enough, however. He had to make sure that the entire crowd, including his father, knew he had won, stating that he was disappointed in his brother's performance as he walked away. His father, King of Akros, turned to Anax and stated that the preparations have been made to find him a fitting wife who would eventually become his queen. That woman was named Cymede. The two fell in love, married, and eventually took the throne of Akros. As rulers, this couple paid homage to the gods they worshipped on Theros. Anax, now a burly man in his late 40s, once followed the god of victory, Eroas. Now that he is an aged leader more so than a warrior, he has shifted his worship to the god of the forge, Perforos. He hopes that this god can lead his people to the creation of a small empire, reflecting his trending shift from warfare to expansion. This ideology shift is displayed in the brilliant architecture of new Akros buildings, along with beautifully crafted and decorated pottery, weapons, armor, weavings, and paintings. Anax is a great leader who is followed without question by his people, but to his enemies, Anax is a skilled tactician and heartless killer. But what is a king without his queen? And to Anax, his queen was everything. Cymede was not just a trophy queen, she was in fact a very skilled warrior in her time, serving as a commander and trainer for the Akros army for a number of years, yet her real power came from the gods themselves. Cymede worshipped Kuranos, the god of storms. She believes this god has gifted her with the power of foresight when she was struck by a bolt of lightning and survived. She can now see glimpses into the future and is one of Theros' strongest seers. Her powers are credited for making Anax the successful king he is today, helping him make the right decision on more than one occasion. She paid homage to the god of storms by building a temple dedicated to him in the mountains of Akros and forming a cult in his name. The temple is built upon a silver foundation, which typically attracts lightning strikes. Cymede frequently visits this temple during the storm seasons to meditate, hoping for further glimpses of the future. So, there you have it guys, the lore behind Anax and Cymede, and the second card of Christmas. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe and make sure you return tomorrow for the next card of Christmas. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.